Hello my friends, welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. I thank you for checking out this video. Hey, real quick, if you are new to this channel, welcome first of all. And second of all, if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button if you enjoy wrestling content. We are posting wrestling content on this channel weekly. I'm doing a video today, and I'm probably going to have another video tomorrow talking about Monday Night Raw in the second part of the draft. But for this video, we're going to recap what happened on SmackDown with the draft, and I want to get your thoughts on how you feel about all of it. Before we get into all of that, just a small thing I want to address. We lost a good one, folks. We lost a subscriber. I know I saw it today. We lost one. Hey, you know what? You quit too early, my friend. You quit too early. So please join me. Let's pour one out for the subscriber that we lost. Crap. I gotta clean that up. But for real, though, if you do enjoy wrestling content, this is the channel for you. We got a great community here. I very much appreciate everybody that's here. The goal is to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. I think that's very doable. And there's wrestling fans everywhere. So by doing that, I'm going to need your help. I'll put out the content. I'll put out these videos. We'll talk about it. We'll email. We'll address things together. And then you, the viewer, the watcher, the subscriber, whoever, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That way, when you do all those things, it can reach other wrestling fans that they could also join us on this channel so we can all talk about this together. I think I like that plan a lot. We got to get into what happened on SmackDown this past week. That was night one for the draft. I got to tell you what, guys, I was super excited going into this thing because it was based around the NFL draft. Like, the NFL draft started on Thursday. I got to watch some of that. And then it would lead into the WWE draft night one on SmackDown. And so, like, this whole weekend was amazing. Like, I was very ready for it. So watching SmackDown, man, I'll tell you what, the first pick of the draft, I won't go through literally everything, but the first pick of the draft, Bianca Belair, I love that. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you think about it where Roman withdrew himself from the draft, so you're not picking him. Seth Rollins went a little later. He's hurt. If he wasn't hurt and he was around, maybe he would have gotten picked sooner. So you're not going to pick him. You can't pick Becky because she's a champion. She stays where she's at. You're not going to pick Charlotte because Charlotte's been gone. So we're going down the list here, right? Rhea Ripley, another big star. She's gone. Who is another big star? And, of course, Bianca Belair. She fits that role so perfectly. A great number one pick here for SmackDown. And then Raw follows it up by picking Jey Uso. That one threw me a little bit. On the predictions video I made, I had Jey Uso going to SmackDown, and I started off already 0 for 1. Like, I got it wrong. And then, you know, the only two I got right for my predictions was Nia Jax going to SmackDown and Andrade. And then there's still other picks that we haven't heard from yet. I still do believe Damage Control will go to Raw. I just feel like there's more. I want them away from Bayley because I feel like they're on this. If they stay on the same show with Bayley, it's going to be hard for them to get away from one another. So I like them going to Raw because it's a longer show. You can have more time to do stuff with them. I like Nia Jax going to SmackDown. Her and Bayley feuding, which we are already seeing a sign of it. Like I said this in the last video. Bayley versus Nia, and now if Nia gets introduced into this whole triangle here with Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Bayley, it fits perfectly. That's a great 4 people to go at it for the title. So I already like the move. It's paying off already. As far as what I don't like about the draft, and I should have known better, there was nobody changing shows. We only had like 2 or 3 changes. Nia, Andrade, Kiana James of all people from NXT going to Raw. Like, there's so many other women you could have chosen on Raw on NXT. I felt like, but they went with Kiana James. I'm not knocking her. She's great. You know, I haven't seen so much of her. I don't really watch NXT like that, but what I have seen of her, she's great. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. It caught me off guard a little bit. I thought there would have been someone else they might have chosen above her. But hey, congrats to her. That's awesome. I think she's going to thrive over there on Raw. And yeah, I think having her on SmackDown would have been a little too close to Tiffany Stratton. And because, you know, Tiffany's shows has some kind of like similarities to her in a way. So I like Kiana James going there. Yeah, it works for her. And then Braun Breaker switching, going to Raw. I like it. I don't want Braun to end up just being in squash matches every single week, so I hope they do something with him. Just for once, though, I just really wanted Seth Rollins to change brands. Like, this dude lives on Raw. I get it. It's the Monday Night Rollins thing. I get it. I just want him to go to SmackDown, and maybe we would have gotten that. if Rhea didn't get hurt, because then Becky wouldn't have been champion. And then WWE likes to keep couples together, so maybe Becky and Seth would have gone to SmackDown, which is what I would have predicted to begin with. But yeah, that throws a loop in everything. Once she became champion, as a god, never mind. Seth's going to stay on Raw. And same thing goes for Andrade. You would assume Charlotte will be going to SmackDown because they're together. And then, Ricochet stays on Raw because Samantha is there. So you could see where relationships really play a factor in this. Me having DIY go to SmackDown, you would just assume that maybe Candice LeRae goes there too with Indy. So it's kind of like, it's like a catch-22 thing. It's cool, but then it also can be, not so cool because of that type of, I guess, connection, the relationships and marriages or whatever. I get it. Like, I'm not mad at it. I understand it, but it does play a factor in how they draft. One thing that really bothered me is when Nia Jax got drafted to SmackDown, the very next pick, it was on the same round. As he's saying, and Ross selects, I sat up in bed and I said, Liv Morgan. And then not even a second later, they say Liv Morgan. I mean, that's the part to me that gets a little too predictable with WWE. And I get it. We all are supposed to turn a blind eye and kind of suspend your disbelief. Like you got to kind of buy into the fact that they're presenting it as a real thing. But if we think about it here, right? Any other draft that happens in any other sports, football, basketball, whatever. Anytime there's a draft, one team picks, and then the team that's next up has like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever it may be to make their pick. That way, if the team that's coming after has somebody that gets picked that they wanted, they have time to, okay, well, let's pivot and go to someone else. Let's pick someone else. Raw and SmackDown, the way WWE operates is not like that. Raw and SmackDown, their general managers are supposed to give their picks at the same time so that WWE can come out and announce it together at the same time. So you're telling me that both Raw general manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, both on the same turn, on the same round, chose both Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. How does that happen? How does that happen in a real-life scenario if we're supposed to believe that this is not scripted or whatever, right? That's just me looking too much into it because I'm a hardcore fan and, like, I've been watching since I was a kid. So it's like, but it's stuff like that bothers me with WWE. And they've always been that way, and they're probably always going to. I just can't believe that, what if maybe Liv on the next round or the Liv on the round before got picked? No, it was, like, coinciding one another. And like, The argument from fans was this past week on Raw was during that Battle Royal, they wanted either Liv or Nia over anybody else, basically, was the consensus. Nobody really wanted Becky. There's a lot of comments saying, if not Liv, at least Nia. I saw that everywhere. Well, so those are the two women everybody keeps talking about. So on the same round, on the same turn, both shows pick either one of them. That bothers me a little bit, but hey, I'll get over it. Fine, whatever. I have some unfortunate news, though. For the people who complain about Liv Morgan, the people who have commented on my videos, last video I made, the posts I've made since then, the ones who have complained about Liv Morgan saying she's not good, she's overrated, she's not great, she shouldn't win the title. Unfortunate news for you, my friends. She is going to beat Becky Lynch for that title. She is just going to. Like, you're not going to like it, apparently, but she's going to. I can almost bet my check on that. And I can't even afford that because I have a wedding to pay for. But that's how confident I am on this. Liv Morgan is going to be built as a heel. Her revenge tour was not just something they said, right? They're going to dive fully into this. Liv Morgan is going to be a heel. She's going to do dastardly things. She's going to take over Monday Night Raw in that heel capacity. Rhea's not there anymore. You got a super babyface in Becky Lynch. People love her wherever she goes. You're going to have Liv Morgan going after that championship. Like, it's just part of the revenge tour. She did mention she's going to take everything away from Rhea Ripley. Ripley's gone, but that doesn't mean that she can't take everything away from her. I think we got hints of that when Dom turned around last week and Liv was standing right there. So to me, this sounds like, or looks like, that Liv Morgan is going to try to seduce Dominic. She's going to try to get Dominic to get on her side, or she wants to be mommy to Dominic now. I think this is what we're going with here. And by doing that, you're setting it up so that either Dom can help Liv Morgan win later on, or Dom goes to help her. Let's just say Liv faces Rhea Ripley down the line, and Dom is caught in the middle, right? Doesn't know what to do. You can then have Dom turn on Rhea, or you can have Dom turn on Liv, or kind of just blindside her and help Rhea out. I think this is a perfect scenario here. This is the story that you build. This is how you create a new star. Liv Morgan, I feel like she's going to destroy the Judgment Day from within, and she's going to get Dominic to be on her side. But let me just tell you guys this. The ones that don't like Liv, be ready. Be ready, my friends, because she is going to be featured prominently on Raw for a long time, for a few months at least, until she wins the title, and then thereafter that. I mean, she is going to be a focal point, one of the focal points. She's going to have multiple segments, multiple backstage things. She's going to have matches, promos. Get ready for Liv. It's going to happen. You're going to have to live with it. Damn, I hate myself for that. Overall, though, talking about that draft, I am not happy with it. You know, we got another shot here, Monday Night Raw tonight. As of this recording, I'm recording this on Monday. We're going to see the draft tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I can say that, I guess. I mean, I did see a post where they said there's going to be more swaps. I actually hope that we get swaps. But I'm kind of looking at, I just don't know who was moving. Now I don't know what I believe, because I don't think Kevin Owens is moving, like I had said. LA Knight didn't move. He's staying on SmackDown. I am only gotten a couple of right so far. The other ones I mentioned haven't been picked yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I want to look. I want to see who is eligible, because WWE released the picture of who's eligible tonight to be drafted, so I'm going to check it out. I mean, looking at it now, I don't know. This is hard. Like, I'm going to stick with Imperium going to SmackDown. I'll stay with that. They're eligible tonight to get drafted. I think Drew stays on Raw. I think Punk stays on Raw. We got to remember Netflix is coming up, so you know, I'm sure they're going to want top stars there, big stars. I mean, a lot of tag teams in here. Shinsuke's in here, but at this point, does it actually matter where Shinsuke goes, Raw or SmackDown? It's not a big deal either way. I feel like Tiffany Stratton, I think, stays on SmackDown. Man, I don't know. Maybe Jade? Maybe Jade comes to Raw? Because then you have Jade and Bianca going for the tag titles. They can win those titles, but then that means also that Jade and Bianca can show up on both shows. And then after they lose the titles, whenever that may be, they can go their separate ways and Jade can be on Raw. Plus, I feel like I want to keep Jade away from off the same show as you're now going to have on SmackDown. You're going to have Bayley, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton if she stays there. Charlotte will be back at some point. Bianca Belair is there. That's crowded for me. I think Jade coming to Raw, because then when she eventually turns heel, which she will turn heel eventually, you got some people there for her to deal with. I mean, depending on what they do with Becky still, Liv will be a heel at that point, I'm assuming. But maybe you see more women coming over to Raw. Other than that, I can't really see any big moves. Braun Strowman's face is on here. I feel like he's going to have to be in this draft somehow. Maybe Braun gets drafted to Raw tonight and we see him. Other than that, I don't see anything crazy happening. I think Owen stays, like I said. Maybe New Day moving back to SmackDown. I'm not expecting anything crazy tonight. I could be wrong, and I might be surprised, and I kind of hope I will. You got to expect the Street Profits to stay on SmackDown because Bianca's there. So sometimes they're dead giveaways and predictable, and then other times they might surprise you. Maybe we'll see more NXT people get drafted tonight. That would be kind of cool to see, but how many more are we going to see? Dragunov, maybe? I see Dragunov going wherever Imperium goes. So if I have Imperium going to SmackDown, I'm just going to say Dragunov goes to SmackDown too. But we'll see. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I think it's super interesting. Roman Reigns withdrew from the draft. You know, it's kind of like they're already painting him as like separate from the bloodline, which is not really the case because he technically still is. But they're setting it up perfectly for when Roman returns for him to be a babyface. And man, I feel like he's going to be a enormous babyface, and I can't wait to see how the fans react because, I mean, he was a heel now, but everybody was starting to cheer him and get on board with Roman, despite his seldom title defenses. Overall, his character work was insane, and people loved it. So, and then that chanting, "We want Roman now." So when he comes back, ooh, that is going to hit. You guys let me know, though. I appreciate you checking out this video. I'm actually starting a brand new software engineering course that I'm going to be a part of. I'm not teaching it. I will be the student. So I'm starting that here in probably about an hour and a half. So I'm going to edit this video. I'm going to post it up, and then I got some work to do, school work to do tonight. But I will be watching Raw tonight, and I will make a video about what happens. I appreciate all of you checking out this video. I appreciate the support as always, for real. Like, this channel goes nowhere without any support. So everybody who supports it, I appreciate you. If you're somebody new that hasn't subscribed yet, I ask that you please consider subscribing, because we would love to have you here. I want to grow this channel. I want this to be a place where we have all the wrestling fans all over the place to be a part of it. We all talk. It's respectable. When people disagree, they're still very respectable to one another, and I just love that. This is the perfect atmosphere for you to join us here on Wicked Bitter. But yes, until we yeet again, my friends, stay bitter.